Hi guys, welcome to this video. In our previous video, we have completed around 7 parts like up to this. So in this video, we are going to create some more parts in this assembly. Okay, so let's continue with the part 8. So we can go for the part 8. So I'm going to create the next part as exhaust case. Okay, let's go for the full view. Okay, yeah, here you can see we are going to create this part. So it's a kind of complicated part, but we can able to create this part easily by using the blend tool. Okay, so yeah, let's create this part. Let's close this. Okay, so yeah, we can create in our assembly itself. So I'm going to rename it as exhaust case, create features. Like I'm going to first offset my planes here. Okay, and then go for the sketch and then go for the sketch view. Here I'm going to create my curve like just here, like this case. Okay, at first I'm going to take a reference on this and on this. Okay, so let's go for the diagram and let's see what else we have to create this. Okay, yeah, like this. And okay, okay, like we need to create this part from 315.92, so it will be like total distance if you minus this value. It will be around 34.65. So okay, and then this width value as 5. Okay, okay. So now let's go for the sketch view. Now I'm going to create a line from this reference to this and this length as 34.65. Okay, let's see whether it is placed on this reference. Okay, good. So now I'm going to create one more line like this from here till here, and this distance value is going to be 5, and then one more line to complete this sketch like this and this. Okay, so now I'm going to revolve this for creating a base for this case. Center line. Okay, revolve. So now we have completed our revolve feature here, so let's click OK. So then we need to create some couple of holes for this base again. Like yeah, you can see here we need to create a hole here like 40 with a height of 177.5. Let's select this surface, sketch, and then go for the sketch view. Here also we can take the reference of the previous circle, but before that we need to check whether this the same dimension, whether this has the same dimension as mentioned on this diagram, like 177.50, 177.5. We are good. Axis pattern of 20, so we can able to follow this circle. So let's go for the circle, create the same exact circle as the reference, extrude this and this extrude depth as a 5 because we have distance this as a 5, right? So 5, remove material. Okay, and I'm going to pattern this on the axis pattern, like yeah, this axis as a center axis. Okay, so then total number of members is 20, equally spaced, and then okay. Okay, so now we have completed our part, but like I need to create this blend feature, right? So for that I need to open this part separately and then I can be able to create a blend feature easily. Like if you are doing this blend feature in assembly, so it may confuse. So I'm going to use this separate part sketch, go for the sketch. Yeah, I think I also select surface sketch, go for the sketch view. So here, like I see here, like I need to create a center line like this and like this and like this. Okay. So here, this distance as 18 and this distance as 18. So now I'm going to create a center and arc by using this center point in this reference like this, and one more center point arc like from here till here. Okay. So now I'm going to draw this line from here till here and from here till here. Okay. Now for the divide tool, right? So we will use divide tool for dividing the sections while we are using the blend tool. Okay. So you can see like the part is divided like 1 and 2, but I need this to be divided as a 5. Okay. So for that, I'm going to draw a constructive line from here. Okay, sorry, constructive line from here till here, and one more line from here till here. Okay. So this angle I need as 9 for the midpoint, and this angle I need as 18. Okay, so if you select this and this, like if you go for dimensions like this and this, it will be okay. Sorry, from here till here, it will be 9. Yeah. Okay, like we have found the center point. I'm going to delete this. Okay, center point. Like we can directly go for the yeah. I'm going to unclick this constructive mode, and then now we can able to divide this sketch. But before that, I can able to plot a point like this. Okay, okay. So I think the sketch is okay for me. Okay, we can directly um sorry, I think I have not found that. Can directly divide this like this, and one more divide up to this, and from here till here. Okay. So okay. So now we have divided our parts like this. If you go for the select, you can able to see like this, and this. Like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 divided sections. Okay. So this will be used while we are using our blend tool. Okay. So I'm just going to click on OK. So let's go for the full screen. So now I'm going to create one more sketch for this outer blend. So they have mentioned this total length as 155. So let's go for the plane for this surface. So this surface has a 5, so I'm going to reduce the 5 like 155 minus 5 is 150. Okay, let's go for the sketch and the sketch view. So here, let me our reference on this and this. Okay. So now I'm going to create a center line up to this reference and up to this reference and a straight vertical center line. Okay. So then I'm going to draw a circle like this, and this is like this, and another circle which is as a some tangent feature on this previous circle. Okay, so now I'm going to make equal for all these circles. Yeah, it's good. So now let's delete the unwanted segments like yeah, like this and this. Okay, so now we have got all our dimensions perfectly. Okay, so now let's offset this circle. So I don't want to offset this. I need it as a loop as a value of 5. Okay, so they have provided this outer radius value as a value of 27.32. So it will be 27.32. Yeah, it's good. So now let's create a line to complete this sketch like this. Okay. So now we have divided our previous part like we have to use a divide tool right for dividing our parts. Like we have created over 10 points for the divide. You can see in this sketch also like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. But we need to create a divide section for this. So I'm just going for the divide. I'm going to divide this. Okay, now you can able to see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, 10. 10 divided points on this sketch and 10 divided points on our previous sketch. Okay, so now we have created two sketches. So directly we can go for the blend tool. So I'm going to close this sketch. Okay, we are going to blend this surface, this sketch to this sketch. Okay, so let's go for the shapes. Let's go for the blend. And now let's go for the sections. I'm going for the selected sections. And now I'm going to select the sketch one. Okay, insert. Now I'm going to select the sketch two. Okay, so now we can see our sketch is got completed, but it is not like perfectly created, right? So it may have some like it is not created perfectly. Okay, so yeah, let's go for the first sketch. The arrow is bottom towards upwards. Okay, and I need this to be here, and yeah, I need this arrow mark towards upwards. And for the sketch one, like from the bottom up, and for the section two, it is bottom up. Okay, so yeah, I think now it is okay for me. You can see here the sketch is created perfectly, but you can see this is not a kind of perfect feature here because it is like it is not like a free tangent feature for this. So I'm going to use this as normal, and here also normal, and you can see our blend feature is got perfectly created. So now I'm going to click on OK here, and I'm going to close this. You can see this is how we can create a blend tool by creating two sketch surface. I think if you guys can't able to understood this blend tool clearly, you can able to like you can comment below. I will put a separate video for this blend tool, like how we can create a sketch and how why we are dividing the sketch into 5 parts, or it may be like how many parts you can able to create. You can create it by your own. Okay, I'll teach you. So like why we have used this divide tool means you can see we have divided our first sketch. I go for the sketch three. Here you can see this is the rectangle that we have created, right? Here it is divided like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And for this sketch also we have divided like 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it will be based on these uh, blend feature work. Okay. So now, okay, I'm going for the blend. I'm going to pattern the blend axis pattern. Select this axis, and I'm going to pattern this. So I'm going to see the axis pattern numbers as 10 number of pattern. So 10 here, equally spaced, and then okay. Okay. So now we have completed our exhaust case part. It looks good, very good. Okay. Okay. So now we can save this part, and we can close this, and we go for back for the assembly. Let's activate this, and let's activate for the entire assembly. Let's drop this. Now you can see we have created our case perfectly. Okay, it looks good, right? So now we have completed our eighth part. Now we should go for the part nine. Okay. So the ninth part, we can close this part, right? We have finished it. So for the ninth part, so before that, I need to regenerate it and I need to save this assembly because sometimes it may not able to regenerate the part. So for the ninth part, I'm going to create a primary turbine. Yeah. So this is the part that we are going to create now. So let me just minimize this. Okay. So I'm going to create a part inside this assembly itself. So let's rename it as, okay, sorry. primary underscore turbine. Okay, create features, and then let's go for the offset planes. Okay, okay, okay. So now let's go for the sketch, and let's go for the sketch view. I'm going on for the front view. Okay, so this will be very good for viewing. Okay, so now I am going to create a blade for this. So let's go for the part here. So we are going to create a primary turbine here. Okay, so before that, let's see type primary turbine part. So this is be our turbine part. So we are going to create a blade for this. Okay, so let's see the dimensions of this part. Okay, so yeah, here it is okay for me. And like the same which we have done before, we have to create here. But okay, so I don't want to create this part inside this assembly because we have to rotate this part. So if we have created this part in the assembly, we can't be able to assembly it with the pin mechanism. So I don't want this part. Just I'm just going to delete this. Okay, I just want to make all this active, and I don't want this part. I'm going to delete this. Okay, so let's click the sorry. Let's make a new part by clicking on new. Let's save this part and let's go for the new and click the default template. And this will be the primary turbine. Okay, okay, it is already in use. Okay, like we have created this part right now, right? So yeah, like we can add some underscore for this. So minus part solid ABS. So we have created our part here. Okay, so I'm going to sketch on the front plane. Go for the sketch. Go for the sketch view. So here at first I'm going to create this feature here. Yeah, this feature here. This height will be this inner dia of 50. So the rectangle size will be 50, and and then this total height will be 50. Okay, so now let's go for the center rectangle here like this, and this distance will be 50, and this distance will be 50, and this height value, like we have to see this height value. um okay, okay, I can see this height value here, 5 plus 5. Okay, this height value is 10. Okay, at 50, 50, 10, like we have created this part. And then I'm going to create this cut here, like this is the distance is 5 and 5. Okay, so it will be very easy for us to create, like from here till here and then till here. Okay, so this height will be 5 and this height will be 5, and then let's delete this. And the same on the other side, you can also mirror this part, but I don't want to mirror because sometimes it may have some error on this. So 5, and let's check this height whether it is on 5. Okay, 5. Okay, now let's delete this. Now I have completed our sketch. So we can directly go for the revolve and then we can go for the next part. Okay, sorry. Okay, center line like this. Okay, 5 and 5. Okay, revolve. So now we have revolved our inner part. As you can see here, we have created this part, but we need to create a blade feature for this. At first, let's click on OK. Let's see whether it looks good. Okay. So now for this blade, like you can able to see this, it's a kind of blend, right? So it is not extruded straightly, it has some blend feature for that. Okay, so for this, like I have to create a plane, so this distance as 180 from this. So like this blade height as 150, but can see here. Okay. Okay. So we need to create one more plane here, but we need to know the exact distance value of the top plane from this plane. Okay. So yeah, here you can see, right? Okay. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, we have got like this 110 value for this, like this mid circle dia. You can able to see here. This mid circle dia is 110 for this. So I can directly able to create a plane from reference of this plane. So this will be like 55, which will place on this surface as a middle surface. Okay, then click on OK. Okay, so now we are going to blend feature for this. So we can directly go for the blend instead of creating a sketch on our new plane. We can directly go for the blend. Okay, so it will be that us to get sketch. We can directly go for the sketch, and now I'm going to use the ellipse tool. Like I'm going to create ellipse like this. Let's see the dimension for that ellipse. You can see like this distance is 3 and this total height as 38, this angle as 5. Okay, so let's go for the dimensions. This length as 38 and this length as 3, and then the angle like from here until here it will be like 5. Okay, like we go completed our blend. Okay, let's click on OK here. And then for the next sketch, we need to enter the height value here. Either we can add a value here. So I'm going to add a value of 180. So that I think that will be the total height of this part. Okay, let's go and see it. You can see this total height is 180. 180. Okay. Okay. So now after entering height, you can directly go for the sketch on the plane that which we have created as a height value. Can go for the sketch view. So yeah, okay. Okay, like it will be automatically taken it as a reference, but I don't want this. So I'm going to create a one more ellipse like this. Here, like this ellipse, the same 38, same 3, but the angle is 25. So let's create a center axis ellipse like this. Okay, like this. And then the same dimension which we have entered before, like 38, and then 3, and the angle like from here till here it will be 25, as you can see in this, like this 25, right? So after completing it we can just click on OK. Now we can see our part is created with a blend feature here. Okay, so let's see whether it is okay for me. Okay, like it is exactly the same as in the diagram. I don't want to make any constraint for this, so I can directly go for this and then click on OK. Okay. So now I'm going to add some round feature as they are mentioned in this diagram about the round, right? Okay. Let me see you. Where is the round? Okay. Here. Yeah, here you can able to see the round value as 1 for this edge. Okay. So for the round, this edge, so this round value of 1, then okay. So now I have to pattern this for all these entire thing. So I'm going to select this blend and round. At first, I'm going to group this as a local group for here. And then I'm going to pattern this based on the axis pattern. Select this axis, and the number of patterns is like wait, so axis pattern as 30 members, 30 equally spaced, and then okay. Okay. So you can see our part is created successfully. It looks good. Okay. So now I'm going to save this part, primary turbine, and let's close this part. And now I'm going to assemble this part into this assembly. Okay, now primary turbine. This will be my part. So I'm going to use pin connection for this. So let's delete all this except the access display. Okay, let's go for the pin. And here I'm going to select, okay, I think it is collapsed for the central axis. Okay, like I have to assemble here. I think it will be the center axis. Okay, so this will be the center axis here, and then the part assembly component central axis, and then we need to create the translation axis. So for this translation axis, like we can be able to select, wait a minute, we can be able to select this for the component item. I'm going to select this face, and for the assembly item, I'm going to select this inner face, and you can see our part is placed perfectly inside this. Okay, I think it looks good. Okay, okay, let's one time I need to remove this. Let's check. Okay, okay. So now let's do the same again because I don't know whether it has some edges for the filling or not. Okay, so for that again, so this surface and this inner surface. Okay, so now we have placed our primary turbine. Connection definition score completed, and let's click OK. Okay, so let's drag this part and let's check whether it has some rotational axis or not. Let's drag this, and you can see the part can able to rotate. Okay, let's close this. Okay, let's regenerate it. Let's save our part. Okay, so we have completed this part. So part 9 as a primary turbine. So let's go on with the part 10. Okay, so for the part 10, we just close this diagram. And for the part 10, I'm going to create as like a turbine 1. Okay, so this is the part that we are going to create. But this part may look like a simple part, but inside this part you can be able to see the note here. Use engineering drawing for all 5 air turbines. Dimension change applies to the turbine blade height. So this is like for the air turbine 1, air turbine 2, air turbine 3, air turbine 4, and for the air turbine 5. So we need to create 5 air turbines with the same dimension. So that will be the only difference for this height only. So we don't have to worry about that. So first we can create this part, and we can be able to create this for all the 5. Okay. So let me just close this. So for this part, this part also we are going to create in this surface only, because if we created in the assembly, we can't able to provide pin mechanism for that. So I'm going to create this part separately as a new part. Okay. So let me just save this. Let's go for the new and click this, and I'm going to rename it as air turbine 1. Okay. And then the unit as MMNS port solid ABS. Okay, let me just turn on all these data planes. Okay, so at first I'm going to sketch on this right plane, sketch, and then go for the sketch view. Here, at first, I'm going to create this surface for this 146.01 and 134.01. So I'm going to create these two circles here like this, and this inner circle has a diameter of 134.01, and this one has 146.01. Okay, so now we can extrude this. Okay, sorry for the swept blend. Extrude as a semantic extrude, but we need to know the exact length for the extrude length. Like they have mentioned the extrude length of 20 here, so the extrude length will be the value of 20. Okay, so now we have created the outer profile, but we need to create these blades individually. Okay, so for this we have to go for this blade profile. Okay, zoom this. Okay, here it will be like point. Okay, it is 120.02, and I need to know the distance. You can see here it is 1 and 1. Okay, from the center plane it will be 10. Okay, good, good. So, yeah. So now I'm going on with this top plane, or it may be a front plane, top plane sketch. So here I'm going to place 2 points like, uh, yeah, like here and on these reference. Okay, so this height, let me adjust the first the distance from this play face, it will be like 1, and here also it will be the same as 1. Okay, so now let me adjust this value as 10 as the height for this. So yeah, then I'm going to create like a 3 point tangent end like from here till here, but on this side, I need it as a tangent circle. Okay, and like let's see whether they have provided any radius value for this. So this radius value is 20.02. So we have to check this dimension as 21.02. Okay, it is okay for me because we are going to add some thickness for this, so it may have some variation for this. So I don't want this. Okay, so now that we have created the sketch, so directly we can go for the, yeah, we can go for the extrude, and for this I'm not going to make it as like a solid, not as a surface. I'm going to make it as a solid, and for the thickness I'm going to add a thickness value of 2. I think you guys are able to see it, too thick, and this too thick, like it will be like symmetric. Okay, I need this as a symmetric extrude. Okay, so now we have to create this extrude length. So I'm going to add extrude length of 100. Let's see whether it is 100 or not. Yeah, okay. Like for the air turbine one, they have mentioned a value of 100. Okay, so this will be 100. And for the options for the side 2, I'm going to select the two selected surface as this inner surface. Okay, I'm going to create a blade from this surface to the top as 100. Okay, so then click on OK here, and then I think we have completed our sketch. Let's see whether it has some round features or not. Um, okay, you can see the round feature for all the edges is as radius 1. Okay, let's create a round feature for this. So go for the round. Either you can select this individual edges, or if you right click here, you can be able to select all these things, and then just click this and radius value as 1. Or else you can go for the full round option here. Okay, so the radius value is 1. Then okay, all these edges have been as a round feature right now. And then let's see whether it has some other round features. Like yeah, you can able to see the odd 0.5 at this edge. Okay, so 0.5 round value. Let's give the round value as 0.5 for this edge, and then click on OK. So now I think like we have done for this part. So from the sketch, extrude. So I'm going to select all these things, and I'm going to make this as a group, and I'm going to pattern this as an axis pattern. Select the axis. Let's see the number of patterns, like axis pattern of 30 members. So here I'm going to add a value of 30 as a equally spaced, and then click on OK. So it will take some time to regenerate our models because it has too many features to load. Okay, so our air turbine one has been created. Okay, so now I'm going to save this part. Okay, okay, let me just minimize this, and now I'm going to assemble this part on this assembly, and then let's go for the air turbine one. Select this part, and now I'm going to assemble this part in here. So let's go for the pin. I would select the center axis and this center axis, and then for the phase coincident for the translation axis, I'm going to select this surface and this edge. Okay, so it got placed successfully. Okay, let's see. Sorry, let's see like whether master definition is complete. Okay, good. You can see the small box in here before the part name. It is nothing but like we can able to rotate the part by like we have joined this part using a pin mechanism. We can able to rotate this. Okay, so we don't want to worry about that. Okay, like we have completed our part. So like this, we have to do for this add turbine 2, add turbine 3, add turbine 4, and add turbine 5. Okay, so for this, like we can go for okay. So now at first, let me just save this. You can see the model is not generated, so we don't want to worry about that. So this is why I will regenerate every time when I click on the save this part. Okay, so let's go for the air turbine 1. So we have saved this part as a name called air turbine 1. But now we can directly change this extrude value. We are just going to change the extrude value as you can see in this diagram. We have put the blade height as 100, but we need to change only one value for the air turbine 2. So we can directly go for this. And I'm going for the save as, and I'm just going to rename it as the same as a new file name as our turbine 2. Okay, one more time. Let me just whether it is got placed on the new part that I have created. Like, yeah, air turbine 2. Good. Okay, so now this is the air turbine 1, but I don't want this. I'm going to close this, and I'm going to open the air turbine 2. Okay, so in this air turbine 2, we just want to edit the extruded value. Okay, if you go for the pattern, go for this particular extrude, I am going for edit this, and I just edit this extrude length value as they have mentioned. This is for the air turbine 2, it is of 97.5, right? 97.5. Okay, then we click on OK. It will take some time to regenerate our model because it need to be changed for all these group locals. Okay, so now this part has been changed, so I'm just going to save this, and let's go for the assembly. So now we can able to assemble the air turbine 2, and yeah, let's go for the assembly pin. Select this axis and select the assembly component axis. And then translation as a component item as this, and the assembly item, I'm going to select this surface, and you can see our part has been placed here. So if you go for the front view, you can be able to see the slight difference of this height. So this will be 100, this will be 97.5, and here it will be like 95, and here it will be 92.5, and here it will be 90. So this will be on the decreasing order. Okay, so we have completed our air turbine 1 and air turbine 2. So let me just open our air turbine 2, and now I'm going to save as the same name here as air turbine 3. Okay, so now let's close this, and let me just regenerate it and I'm going to save it. Open the air turbine 3. Okay, here for the group local for the extrude, let me just edit the value of 95. Okay, 95. Okay, so this is how you can able to create, like you can make a single part and you can convert it as a 5 part, because that's the only one slight changes, like a little changes on the extruded part only, so we don't have to worry about that. Or else if you need to create this as a separate part, you can also do that again. Okay, we have a dimension for that. Okay, you can take the reference of the first air turbine. Okay, so here I'm going to select the air turbine 3, and then the same as pin this central axis and this central axis. And for the translation, select this face and select this face. Okay, good. Now let's go for the. Okay, I think I have closed that. Okay, let me just drag this, like whether it has rotation axis or not. Okay, good, good. Let me just regenerate it. Save this and let's go for the air turbine 3, and I'm going to save as air turbine 4. Let's close this. Let's open the air turbine 4 part, and here let's go for the same like which we have done for the extrude 2, and here I'm going to edit this extrude value as like 92.5. 92.5. Okay, so after this, like we can directly assemble this on our assembly. Okay, let's save this part. Let's go for the assembly. Now assemble our fourth part, pin mechanism. Select the axis. Select this component axis. Translation, component item, and then this. Okay, assembly item. So then click on OK. So then let's regenerate it and save our part, and let's go for the air turbine 4. Let me just save it as air turbine 5. So this is gonna be our final air turbine part. Okay, so let me just close this, and then let me open the air turbine 5. Okay, so here also I'm going to do the same extrude 2. Extrude length as a like value of 90. Okay, okay. So now we can able to save this part, and I'm going to close this. Okay, so now we can go for the assemble at turbine 5, and as a pin mechanism, select this axis and select this axis, and let's go for the translation. Select this face and this face. Okay, so let's click on OK, and let's check whether it has some different height of blades or not. Okay. Like I said before, you can be able to see like this will be 100, 97.5, 95, and then yeah, 95, and this will be 92.5, and then this will be 90. Okay. So I think it looks good now. Like we have assembled around like six air turbines, like this primary turbine, and there's five air turbines in this video. Okay. So on the next video, like we can able to like we have completed up to 10 parts here. So then we are going to create like 17 more parts for this assembly, like jet engine assembly. Okay. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, we will see in next video for creating our upcoming parts from the part 11. Okay. So thank you, guys. We will see you next video. Until then, bye.